Alright. A long time no see. I should be back. At least Twitch says that I'm back. And yeah, as I promised, there will be at least two episodes of PugCast because I felt guilty for not doing this for a long time. And today I decided to do at least two of them. And the first was with Randy, with some random person. That was great. And this one is also going to be great because I'm pretty sure, because my guest for this one is none other than one of the, I want to say, how I put it in a nice way, one of the, like, programmers is not sounded that cool and, important, but yeah, he did a lot for community in terms of like coding and doing website. At least two great websites was created by this person. Our stats and our bets. Yeah, we have bets in our community. And he is also an admin for this community. He is also a caster for this community and overall cool guy. And please welcome Kari Maker. Kari, hello and welcome.
Hello, Glebok. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for the kind words. A software engineer would probably be the proper term that you were looking for.
Yeah, that should be more proper term. Yeah,
But programmers, coders, whatever, all work.
Yeah, because I want to say programmer is kind of like a little bit, little smaller than what you actually do. So yeah, probably software engineer is more correct term. So yeah, I will agree with you on that. And yeah, you know the drill. The first question of every podcast, and this is not going to be any different. Who is Carmaker before all of that Hitman shenanigans, before all of Fraud 7 speedrunner community came about? So who was Carmaker before all of that?
Probably just like a small, most like. What did I even do? It's actually a great question what I did before Hitman, because I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and I can barely remember what I did before. Primarily, I was studying, actually, as I am still. But in reality, just like a small streamer. I used to stream a little bit in German, some games, some gaming. And yeah, I think that's probably the majority of my pastime. Also, a software engineer. Didn't do any like bigger projects before Hitman, I want to say, but obviously I did start before and did some things here and there. But yeah, just a student, a gamer, and a very, very small streamer.
Yeah, okay. And how you ended up in this community? Like, did you saw like probably some related trials and decided to join, or like one of your friends said like, "Hey, there's cool thing going on in the internet. Would you like to join or something like this?" Or like how that happened?
So I'm gonna take a bit of a step back. First Hitman game I played was 2016, Hitman 2016, the first of the trilogy. I think I found it through some German YouTuber who played it. I thought it was a cool game. I bought it. I played it a bit, then like put it aside. Then eventually I came back to it and I realized Hitman 2 was out. So I bought Hitman 2. I played through it, but I didn't join Roulette Rivals at that time. It was only when Hitman 3 was released, I actually pre-ordered Hitman 3 because I got like randomly found out that that was going to be a thing. Mm-hmm. So I pre-ordered it, played it for about a month, and actually it was through Hitmaps. I was looking something up for on one of the maps. I'm not sure what, probably for a challenge or something. I was like checking where items are on a map, and Hitmaps itself had an ad for Roulette Rivals 4. So I was like, I liked to play games competitively in the past as well. So I was like, maybe I should try playing this new Hitman game competitively. So I ended up signing up for Roulette Rivals 4. Did extremely bad, I want to say, but nonetheless stuck around and yeah, became a caster of that tournament, became an admin, a roulette admin, a couple tournaments later when that was introduced. and ever since been a part of this very long journey. But in the end, it was hitmaps.com that actually pulled me in.
Yeah, okay, but like I have a question already. So you saying that there was not a single admin before, like, I don't know, or 7 or 8, so there was no admins for any matches.
There were admins. They were just not called roulette admins.
Hmm.
Back, I think roulette admin was a role that was introduced. I want to say like RR7 or 8 or something, quite early. But for the first few tournaments and the first few ones I played as well, every match was adminned by a real server admin with a real red name. And they basically did all the work. And then it mainly started. There was a final. I think it was Mr. Mike was playing, and I think another admin was playing, and there was no admin available to admin the grand finals of like a tournament, I believe. And that was the very first time a non-red name admin final, and I believe it was Meme Junkie. And I think that a bit got the talks off a bit about maybe we should just get some people to admin matches instead of just the server admins. Which eventually resulted in the roulette admin's role.
Okay, that's cool to know. Cool to know. Yeah. And yeah, speaking about that as well, about being an admin, and because I did a podcast with Randy previously, and he's more like an admin, and you probably one of those admins like who is like mostly 50-50, like 50% caster, 50% admins most of the times. So I want to ask you an honest question: what is harder, being a caster or being an admin?
That's actually a great question, because it has its like both have its thing. As a caster, you don't really. It looks a lot easier because all you have to do is sit there and talk for about like I don't know 30 minutes to an hour or something, or for however long the match goes. So the main difficulty you have is just like keep the game entertaining, which in some games is just easily done because the players are doing some crazy stuff that you can easily like comment on and stuff. Other games, not so much. You just see like standard strats, and then you gotta find a way to make that interesting to someone who's still watching, or like gotta explain the game to someone who's new and get their attention as well. So it's not about like you have a lot of stuff to do. It's just about you have a lot to talk. That can be very tiring, especially if you cast a lot back to back or something. While adminning is like it can be much more laid back. Like you don't. I've been like I don't know. I do like I ate during some of the matches I admined. So like you're not forced to just sit there and like focus. Like you should focus on the match, but like you can do like minor tasks in parallel, I want to say, but there's just so much more you have to watch out for. Of course, with our current players, we all know the rules, at least the majority of them, and like we don't do anything illegal or anything, but there's just situations where you got to be really careful. Like early disguise swaps is something you always have to keep an eye out, especially with poison kills. Berlin with ticking off the kills is like something you have to watch out for while adminning. And then of course calculating photo finishes, if it comes to that, is definitely a different feat where you have to really watch out for. So I guess especially with the added challenge of calculating photo finish, I would say adminning is actually the harder job, even though it might not look like it. It's like adminning can be a hard job, but also can be like a super easy job where you just press send spin thrice and like the players do the rest pretty much.
Okay, and with that being said about that you can eat and doing your stuff and during the matches, was there any time the situation like this when you're like enjoying your meal and then like let's say for Berlin and there is photo finishing and you're like, oh come on, I want to eat.
I actually don't think so. When I admin matches, of course, you come in with some expectation. You like see the players, okay, this is you have some expectation whether it's going to be a quick 6-0 or it's going to be a close match. So I think with that expectation, that has put up most of the time for me. So I haven't been too much distracted or caught off guard by something that happened in the match. I want to say I was well prepared most of the time at the very least.
Okay. And another question about being an admin, about adminning the matches. Imagine that there is a match that you adminning, and there is a match between two scruffies. What should be the least, let's say, 5 maps that you wanna admin for this match?
So that's actually a great question. Probably. There's multiple angles to approach this. You could say like very very quick maps like New York, Dubai, and Dartmoor would be like 3 maps you don't really want to admin between two super quick players because it's in 99% of cases it's going to resolve in a photo finish. But then again, it's only going to be a photo finish of one load, and depending on their planning, it might be clear from the start. So, but I think I think it's definitely the quick maps that you want to avoid. Also, probably between two really quick players, Berlin can be a challenge because you not only have to like watch out for what the players are doing, you have to like actively tick kills off for two players, which works great if like the players aren't doing kills at the same time. You know, as soon as like both players start doing kills immediately after each other and preferably different kills as well, then it's like really difficult to keep track of who did what. There were times where I actually had to like go back in the VOD to tick off a kill, like check which kill was the one that the player just did, and like tick it off very delayed because I couldn't figure out which kill it was. So probably either the really quick maps would be hard to admin, or like a Berlin. And then I guess actually that's it. The longer maps are mostly fine. Even if it comes to a photo finish there, then that's just like another quick map, but it's not as guaranteed as for the quick ones.
Okay, that's a great answer. And let's go to a different topic. And once again, that's a regular, like the basic question in my podcast, but I like to asking this question. But what the other games that you enjoy playing apart from Hitman? I saw you a few times playing F1 games on streams, but what's the other games?
It's a mix and match. I want to say I am sadly I want to say actually playing a bit of League of Legends lately again. I played it very much in the past. Then eventually I got sick of it and like stopped playing it for I want to say 2 years or something. And then lately I gotten into it a little bit again. So I dabble a little bit of League of Legends, but apart from that, it's really a mix. I do play some racing games, as you said. Formula One is something I have streamed. The Need for Speed games, I played a lot of them. The Crew also speedran that game a little bit and streamed it with Infofanyanini Piggiero. That's really a genre I enjoy, and then other smaller games. As Randy said in the previous episode, I played a lot of Payday. I think it's Payday 2 is like my most played game on Steam. Actually, probably not anymore. Probably like second most played game. I really enjoyed that one. I played a lot of Factorio.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
Yeah, might not be surprising to some people. And yeah, Civilization is another great series I do enjoy playing every now and then. And kind of a bit of everything really, but probably those are my main games lately.
Yeah, actually, I want to say that. Well, once again, Civilization is amazing game, and just to share my experience, my thing about it. The few weeks ago, I decided to play Civilizations. Civilization. Civilization. Oh my god. Okay, the sixth game in this franchise. and I decided, it's already late. I need to wake up to the work next day. Let's play like for 1 hour, right? And I played
I
it.
can see where this is going.
Yeah, and I played it for like 8 hours, and I go to bed
Yeah,
for like I don't know, like 4 a.m. And I was, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
because
It's Civilization is really a game that can suck in your time.
yeah. And actually, there's a and question in chat in German. I'm sorry, but I
I,
forget my German, so probably this is question only for you.
it's just asking if everything's good, and yes, it is. We're having a nice talk here.
Yeah, well. And speaking about intelligence, why I can't say that word. Holy crap! Speaking about that game, what is your favorite way to win?
Actually, probably scientific because it's I want to say the easiest and the one where I have to interact with the AI the least.
Yep. That's the right answer. That's the right answer because yes, it is.
Other
I
than
want to say easiest.
Yeah. Other than that, militaristic is a fun challenge every now and then, and you just like turn off every other victory condition so the AI doesn't race away from you and just wipe them out from the map. That can be fun in games as well.
Yeah, but yeah, I want to say scientific is probably the most popular because it's much easier
Yeah,
to do. There's not a lot of stuff for you to do.
it's
You
like a
just
checklist.
yeah, kind of like this. Okay. Uh, what's my next question? I forgot. Yeah. Speaking about once again, we're going back to Hitman to this community, and also like the regular question I would like to ask anyone who is the guest on my podcast. Uh, is there something that you would like to change in the current rivals, like probably some kill condition or probably some mechanics? Because at least I now remember, but I forgot to ask Randy about this. But for example, cover aim is always the topic to bring it back in the light rivals. So, is there anything that you would like to change? It might be like the general rule, for example, like in the group stage, players should play like first to 8 or like first to 10 or something like this. So it might be anything.
I think I am pretty satisfied with our current rule sets. I myself, I'm very against bringing back cover aims and stuff like that. But that's mainly because I never practiced them. I can't really do them reliably. If they were to come back for a tournament, I would probably practice them a little bit just so I can like do them. But it's easier for me if they're not allowed, so then I don't have to deal with that. No, other than that, I think. I'm quite happy with how it currently goes. I guess hidden RNG versus shown RNG is also a big discussion point.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we had shown RNG in the group stage, hidden RNG in the knockout stage for this tournament. Probably more of a fan of shown RNG or revealed RNG myself. But other than that, I do think I am quite happy with how Roulette Rivals is currently playing out. I think sometimes actually more of a general thing, our rulings could be a bit clearer defined sometimes. I feel like the rules page and the rules, the main rules page, docs.f7.com, I believe. I don't even know what the F7 domain is anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Is it's like hard to navigate sometimes. It's stuff is not immediately where you'd think it is, and I want to say I'm not sure. I think it's all up to date, but some of the rules are not that easy to find. So that's probably something I would wish for us to update a little bit, make it look a little bit better, make it read a little bit more easily, and maybe organize it a little bit better. But other than that, I think I'm quite happy with everything that's going on right now.
Okay. Yeah, I hope that whoever is in charge to to edit the rules, edit the page, heard that. I want to say Chris is one of them because I saw Chris edit it
Yeah,
sometimes.
I think I think all the server admins really have access to the pages, and whenever we get like I think, is Chris on the roulette council? I can't remember. Yeah, he is.
He
So I
is,
think
yeah.
just probably the roulette council, and in combination with the admins, is probably the correct people to do that. But yeah.
Okay. And once again, speaking about the game itself, once again, regular question, but what is your kind of like, what do you think is most stupid thing in Hitman? Like, probably some weird mechanic, or like, probably it might be a mission story that doesn't make any sense to you. Like, what is like most illogical thing for you in Hitman?
That's actually a very, very good question. I haven't thought about this that much. The first thing that comes to mind for me is like general game bugs, like two drone was one of the first things that came to mind to me. That we can like shoot drones through other buildings and stuff. But
Mhm.
that's more like just a game bug and not really an illogical thing or something. Um, but I don't know if I have a better answer for you off the top of my head right now. I'm trying to think what other things there are. I guess Eric Soders as a target is kind of weird in the game, I want to say.
Oh.
Even though he's very cool. I do like him, like the idea of him as a target, and like how he is very unique in that he doesn't roam around and he's like kind of a stationary object. Um, but the ways that you can kill him feel kind of weird, like throwing an explosive against this window of the operation theater already kills him.
Yeah.
Uh, and I don't know, like that they have the heart all the way down there in the morgue and not like someplace closer to him, and it's like so poorly guarded and everything. If yeah, it's probably, I would probably argue for something, or for Soder's and his placement and his all entire circumstance to be a bit illogical in my eyes.
You know what? That's a great answer because especially the heart part, because exactly why they don't storage it somewhere close to him and not in the freaking, I don't know, like basement or something like this. Exact what? Yes. Now I thought about this.
And
Yeah.
also, what Randy is saying in chat, there's the one, like I want to say it's a little bit of an Easter egg kill, honestly, because it's nowhere mentioned really, and you can't really get it in SA. I want to say, but just like showing yourself to Soders in your suit is enough to kill him. Like that's, yeah, maybe he gets a heart attack from seeing you, but I don't necessarily buy it.
I mean, yeah, that's it's probably just kind of like a dramatic kill, but yeah, uh,
Yeah.
just to scare people so they have the heart attack. Yeah. And now to the things I already mentioned, but about the two, at least two webs, because you probably have more of them, but at least we all know two of them. It is RR Stats and RR Bets. What was the initial idea for this? Like, did you come up with this and said like, "Hey guys, I can do this," or is it like the roulette console asked somebody to do this and you're like, "Hey, I can do this." Like how the idea for those two websites were created, and how did you do that?
I'm gonna start with RR stats because that's the longest project, or like the most my longest project I've done so far. I actually started it, I want to say, relatively early in my roulette career as well. Could even be RR4, my very first tournament, but probably more like RR5, RR6. It was actually, I did came up with it with the very first version, mostly myself. I was in talks with Infrafun, who at that time, and I mean still is today, considered the stat man of Roulette Rivals.
Mhm.
And back then, he also was the primary guy who was in charge of the sheets, the Google Sheets with all the matches and the maps and the streams and everything. And so I just started helping him out on that, and I was like, if only there was a way to like better figure out or just better look at stats of individual players, right? Because you have the sheets, you can look at an entire tournament, you can search in there, but it's kind of hard because you get a new sheet every tournament, and like you want to compare stats between tournaments as well, maybe. So I had some ideas about like compiling a whole bunch of sheets, like one Google sheet per player that would like get automatically updated or something. And then at some point I was like, I could probably also just like make a website out of this. And initially it wasn't even meant as a resource for players to use to like scout ahead and see their opponent's stats, but actually as a shoutcaster as well. Because I was a new shoutcaster at the time and I wanted to level up my casts a bit. So I was like, if I could talk a little bit about like statistics of the players, that would be really cool. And essentially that is what kicked RR stats off. I worked together with, back in the days, primarily in for fun. Eventually, I was also talking to Mr. Mike about some integrations we did. As you all know, we have the stats on the overlays now, and I also get the new match data directly from hitmaps as well. And of course, nowadays a lot more people are involved. Everybody who's like suggested things, whether it be for the latest achievements update that we did. A lot of people help out for that, or just the records, the leaderboards, all of those things primarily were things that the community suggested and that I initially thought was cool and then added to our stats. And that's where we are today, really.
Yeah. And what about our bets?
Our bets is like it was a weird side project, really. Pack initially, I think, came up with or was doing some experiments revolving sports betting and how a sports betting system would work for roulette rivals. So he made like a formula to derive the odds, like who would have what odds for which match and how much money would you get depending on how much you bet for each player. And he was like building an Excel sheet and stuff, and I saw that, and my thoughts were partially just like, I can do this better. So I reached out to him, and we did some talks about the formula, and if it was cool with me doing RR bets, really. And it was like very, very spontaneous, short side project I did mainly. It's kind of been running on its own ever since I did that. I did like a couple updates to make it auto payout bets and stuff like that. But the main idea came from Pack in that sense, and I was just the guy who automated it, really.
Okay, and actually, I remembered yet another site, which is now is important. It is our awards site.
Yes.
Because I want to say voting is still on. You can still nominate the players, the matches, and anything else. And once again, the link for it in the chat. And once again, what was the idea for creating this website and making this the whole thing in Red Rivals, for making an awards show? And the next question, follow-up question, with another awards show going to be in like 1 week or like 2 weeks, will it be better in terms of production value than that was the last year?
I can very quickly try to answer the second question. I try to. I did some improvements. I did some changes to the form, or not the format, but like the awards ceremony as well. And I try to make it better than last year, improve on what's been done last year. But yeah, the general idea, I don't even know, the general idea of an awards ceremony for like our community and roulette and everything was in the back of my mind for quite a bit already, mainly because of two reasons. One, I kind of felt like the end of RRWC felt a bit anticlimactic to me. We have this big tournament. We have like, I don't know, 64 players or something competing. We have one grand final. And then the result of that grand final, once we have a winner, felt a bit not enough for like we just did, I don't know, like a month, more than a month at this point probably, of tournament to figure out that this is currently the best player we have. So I thought there's got to be like some way to make this a bit more epic, a bit more prestigious, and not necessarily just winning the RRWC, but just generally like achieving great things throughout the year. And that basically was one of the two key things that sparked off the idea of the RR Awards for me. Second of which was just I very much like doing overly complicated streams and like setups and everything. Everybody who attended or watched the RR LAN this year might have gotten a taste of that. And basically the RR awards were just like another excuse for me to like pull up, build this studio, I'm gonna call it, that I did the stream in, like rent a bunch of lighting equipment, do some audio stuff, build the website behind it, and like build out an event, which I personally really enjoy doing. And yeah, those two things combined basically gave me the idea of, hey, let's do an award ceremony. I pitched this idea to Infrafun, Giannini, and Piggiero once we were on vacation, I believe last year. I was like, hey, I have this idea. What do you think about it? And they were fully on board, and we like brainstormed the categories that we have right now. And yeah, built out the system, and last year was a big success, and so we're returning for year number 2.
Yeah, and actually that was a great show and great concept, because the last December, it was in December, I was still new to this, and yeah, as you said, the final of RRWC was like played few days before, and that's kind of like pretty much it, and I'm still fresh and I still eager to see more live action or something like this. And then just I heard the news that you're about to do the award show, and like, okay, let's see what is going on here, what the players and people in the server think that what is the best match, what is the best rivalry, who's the veteran of the year, and that was fun, and especially with that production, that was great to watch. So yeah, and yeah, the next question is going to be once again about the Hitman, and as you probably heard, I asked everybody and Randy as well about this. But give me your best Hitman map in terms of casual playthrough and Riot playthrough.
That's I heard about this in Randy's. I watched like a part of Randy's episode earlier. I was eating again during it, so I wasn't fully paying attention. So I don't even know what he answered. Casual playthrough. Let's start with that one. It's probably one of the maps I personally enjoy the most. So I'm probably gonna say, I think for personal for a casual playthrough, I'm gonna say either Hokkaido or Chongqing. Hokkaido because it's just a map I really like, and also it has the unique thing. I think at least it is a little like that. I don't actually know, but on your first playthrough, you can't bring in a loadout, I believe.
Yes,
at least it was like that back in the days. I think back in the days you even had to get like Mastery 20 to unlock your loadout, so you actually had to grind a bit for that. And that's like unique and forces you a little bit to look around the map a bit and like find your way around. And I thought that was really cool, and I really like Hokkaido's atmosphere. And also Chongqing is I want to say, just from the atmosphere, is a really cool map. You have the block and the ICA facility as like two very distinct areas on the map. You have especially if you played for the first time, the whole thing with the data core playing a big part in that. So I think it's really, really cool to play for that. Roulette wise, I for a couple years ago, I would have for sure said Haven because
Wow! Whoa! 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 Whoa!
big surprise, I know. Um, no, but I do want to say, especially when I started playing roulette, hating Haven was kind of like a mainstream thing. Like everybody was hating Haven because I don't know, it had wall hacks on the mansion that are now fixed, at least partially. It has the big ass view cones, so everybody was like hating Haven. Including myself. I think my very first Haven win was like a 40-minute something, very, very close. I had 30 minutes IGT or something, but I didn't manage to win it eventually. Um, and at some point I was like, maybe this map isn't so bad after all. And I tried playing it a bit more. I experimented a little bit. I did the curry lure that is patched by now, sadly. So a couple years ago, when Haven was still like a very hated map, I want to say I would have probably said Haven. Nowadays, Haven is not as hated anymore. So I'm gonna actually think of a different answer, I think. Um, Best map in terms of roulette. What maps do we even have? Ooh, I think I actually enjoy Miami a lot because it has a lot of variety. I want to say, even though some people might disagree, but just like the sheer number of disguises that you have, it can be very overwhelming, especially for a beginner. And I certainly don't know like a graph for every disguise, but of course there are resources to learn all that. But just even though the general plan and execution is likely going to be similar across all your attempt or all spins, at some like there's going to be a level where you can do like some minor optimizations that can get you really far. So I think especially if you're like starting out, you can get very far in Miami with just learning basic strats, but you can also then improve on those basic strats and learn like some optimizations that can get you some very good mileage out of them.
And yeah, and speaking about the Haven, yes, it's not most hated right now. I want to say right now most hated
Yeah.
is Dartmoor, I believe.
Probably, maybe Ambrose as well, just because Ambrose is new.
Yeah, but I want to say Ambrose is not most hated. It's like most boring for people. They don't really hate it. They like, Ambrose, you know. But yeah, I
Well,
want to say,
true.
yeah, hate probably Dartmoor. I want to say. All right. And let's move out from Hitman for a little bit. And what is your hobbies outside of, let's say, outside of computer? Because you obviously probably, let's say not obvious, but probably
Yeah.
spend a lot of time in front of PC. But what is your hobbies apart from this?
I actually spent the majority of my time in front of my computer. That's right. I'm not sure if that counts really, as it partially also involves computers. I'm an event technician. Actually, I as a volunteer, not a freelancer. I don't actually get paid for it, but especially for my university, I do lighting. I'm a lighting engineer for some smaller events that we do, and that is something I very much enjoy. I recently got into doing stage lighting for the theater group of our university, which I really enjoy. Apart from that, I want to say I'm a Dungeons and Dragons player. I run a game of Dungeons and Dragons for me and my friends, and other than that, it's probably it. I enjoyed solving Rubik's cubes.
Yeah, that's known fact. Yes. Actually, yes, Randy. I tried to say that because we actually discussed the D&D with Randy, and we thought about the idea of running at least, well, at least one session or something like this in our server. And we actually,
Ooh.
yeah, the problem is to find a DM, and seems like we found one.
Yeah, you can shoot me a message, and maybe we can figure something out together.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we have me, Randy, and we have DM Kari. So we need a few more people to play D&D in our server. So yeah, that's great. And speaking about the outside Hitman stuff as well, and yeah, back to board games actually. Apart from D&D, is
Ooh.
there any other board games that you enjoy?
Oh yeah, actually, that's a good point. I can't believe I forgot this. I very much enjoy board games. I'm a bit of a board game nerd. I want to say. Um, so that is definitely a great question. I want to say Seven Wonders is like a card board game ish type of thing. It's probably one of my favorite board games of all time. You build wonders, the seven antique world wonders, and like compete with other players. Great game, can recommend. What other games? I mean, I enjoy a lot of games. I'm just thinking about like my top picks. The Red Dragon Inn is something that Vegerby has shown me on this year's RR LAN, and I'm super hooked on that game and actually bought it myself as well now, where you basically play a group of adventurers going to a tavern after their adventures and having drinks and gambling and stuff. Um, Let me think. Actually, I can really quickly check. I have an app where I track all my board game plays and I have statistics for that. I didn't write it myself, but I I am using that. What other games did I recently play? Ticket to Ride is a great game, also a classic, I want to say.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Wizard is a great game. Oh yeah, actually, there's a Civilization board game that I picked up a couple years ago and I played a bit. It takes like half as long as the real game, especially if you have to explain it first. So it's quite a long game, but it's a really great game as well.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's Civilization: A New Dawn, I believe it's the full name of it. There's also like a super old version of it, and it is actually like a bit scaled down version of Civilization. They managed to transfer the mechanics quite well, I want to say.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right. Oh, and it's based on Civilization 6. I see.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, no, never heard of it. Never heard of it. Okay, that's great to know. All right, let's go back to our community and to Hitman and Roulette Rival especially. Once again, basic question, regular question, but I need you to name me your top 3 Roulette Rivals player of all times.
I could go the boring way and say the same thing as Randy, because I heard that question earlier and I was like, okay, let's think about this as well, because I feel like I'm going to get asked the same question later.
Yep.
And Randy and I basically came to the same conclusion. I am quickly going to check the player leaderboards on RR Stats again to see if I miss any obvious ones. But I do believe that well, Scruffy for sure, I want to say, has to be on there. It's one of the greatest players in recent history. Won a lot of tournaments, is an absolute beast, hard to beat. So definitely has to be in there. Also in for fun. I'm personally biased on that one. Great friend. Very first world champion. Picked up some wins in the recent tournaments as well. Played probably one of the players with the most matches at maps played. Actually, in for fun played the third most matches in the entire history of Roulette Rivals.
Yeah.
And like you can't disregard Yanini either. He is the one who played the most matches and maps in the entire history of Roulette Rivals. three very, very strong players, and probably my top three picks, even if Randy didn't say it earlier.
But yeah, he said exactly the same tree. So yeah, that's kind of obvious tree. But no love for PGR, right?
Yeah, I mean, Pidgeotto's great. If my choice, if I had to pick, or if I could pick more than three, Pidgeotto would certainly be up there as well. Just seeing that PGR has played 420 maps exactly, very nice. But yeah, sadly, I got restricted to 3 players only, so Pidgey had to bite the bullet.
But okay, let's go for another tree. Okay, PGR. Who else?
Okay. Now it actually gets more difficult, I want to say. And I am gonna consult my own website to figure out some other players. I want to say, I'm gonna say TimeCube. TimeCube, really strong player recently. Won a world championship. Even though I think he mentioned he might retire after this tournament, which would be very sad. But obviously, like I feel like every player who's played for a very long time at some point has thought about retiring. Maybe he comes back, maybe he doesn't. So yeah, really amazing player, great showing. So that would probably be another one of my picks. And lastly, I think I'm gonna pick Dean, who just couldn't get it, couldn't get the world championship this year, sadly. But like finalist in so many tournaments, placed top 10 in like almost all of the tournaments Dean has played, and just an amazing player all around. And yeah, would have been very hyped to see them win the world championship this year.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I was rooting for Dean actually in that final because probably if you think about the most deserving player to win at least one tournament, it's obviously Dean because he is amazing. And actually, as probably you know, and probably most of the viewers know, but if you don't, we actually casted the final for Russian-speaking community, and we are, yeah, we casted that on Karmic Koala channel, and thanks to him, that was a great opportunity. And actually, that's kind of cool that Dean was in the final because Dean and Scruffy, it's two opposite players because Dean is playing more safely and not that fast when you think about it. But Scruffy is just press play, just go there and just like rushing through the things. So that was kind of cool, especially for new viewers to to see because once again they're quite opposite. So two different strategies, two different approaches for the map. That was quite good. Exactly.
I agree. Probably, as you said, the one very cool too. If you see roulette for the first time, you see like the two approaches, and I want to say like most of the players fall into either of these two approaches. Either they're like go for the really fast, really risky, really good strats, or just played a bit more cautiously and maybe rip less.
Mm-hmm. Actually, we have a question from Kumbaychuk in the chat. Preferences on Civilization 5, 6, or 7?
I have not played Civilization 5. I did want to, but I've not gotten around to playing that yet, actually. So I can't rank that really. I played a lot of Civ 6, and I played a bit of Civ 7 on release. I want to say at release, Civ 7 was really not that great of a game, and I would have preferred 6 over it. Recently, I like streamed it, I think last Friday or something. I played another game.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the blue, or I think it was actually longer ago, maybe last week or something. They updated Civ 7 quite a bit, and I'm not sure actually. I think I might prefer Civ 7 at this point over Civ 6.
Okay, but I wanna say my opinion because I played a few civilizations and my favorite is Civilization 4. But with all the updates, all the DLCs, Civilization 6 is much better because you can have like catastrophes and like you can
Mm-hmm.
win by diplomacy. Like there's also a unique way to win the game. So I want to say with all the DLCs, Civilization 6 is much better than Civilization 4. But the basic game, Civilization 4 is much better, in my opinion.
I could probably see that. I think a lot of Civ 6 really comes from the two big expansions that that game has.
Hmm. So yeah, and now to rapid fire round. So the quick questions, answers might not be quick, but
I'll
it's
try. I'll try.
okay. Let's go with the obvious one. The favorite movie.
Ooh, that's actually first thing I have to think about because I don't watch a lot of movies.
Oh,
Actually,
wow.
probably the Harry Potter series or like the whole like I'm gonna just say Harry Potter 1 through 7. I did watch them a lot. I do think they're good movies.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're actually a great Christmas movie, especially the first
That's
three. I
true.
want to
That's
say,
true.
yeah, yeah, they are. Favorite series? It might be a web series or a TV series.
Um, hmm, good question. Probably if I'm gonna pick something that most people would know is probably gonna be Big Bang Theory, because that's
Mhm.
one of the only series I ever watched. There's a couple German web series that I watched. Tube Clash is one of them, which is like it's like a how do you describe it? It's like Hunger Games style island survival with German YouTubers, which is really fun. It's like an animated series made by the community. It was
Mm.
insane effort. Sadly, isn't live anymore or like isn't happening anymore. But that's very great series. But obviously German only, so
Yeah,
nothing for international people.
yeah. Okay. Favorite weapon of choice in Hitman.
Favorite what? Sorry.
Weapon.
I'm gonna go with the ICA Red Trinity pistol, whatever, just because it's red.
Yeah, because it's red. Yeah.
It's not black or silver or something else. It's like actually something else.
Yeah. Favorite sports team.
Um, Actually, a good question. I don't watch a lot of sports. Okay, I guess you could count motorsports, so I'm just gonna say the McLaren Formula One team.
Well, I mean, it is sports, so yeah, that counts. And favorite sports personnel, like the one person.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Hmm. I uh God, okay, I have to look up his name. He's a chess player actually. Uh, uh
Aren't you
Hikaru,
looking Magnus
Hikaru
Carlsen?
Nakamura.
Oh, that. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
American chess player. It's a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I heard about this. Yeah. Favorite dish.
Mm. Probably burgers. Which is a shock given my name, but
Yeah, I expected
I
something
do
else. Yeah.
I do enjoy a good burger.
With the cheese or without the cheese?
Probably with, but without is good as well.
Okay, okay. And the last rapid fire question, curry burger. Yeah, yeah, I mentioned if that's the thing. Uh,
That's
the last rapid fire question. Favorite drink?
it probably has to be some sort of energy drink because I didn't drink way too much of that, and I don't drink alcohol like at all, pretty much, or very rarely.
Uh,
Um,
any specific
yeah.
energy drink?
There's a German brand called Level Up. I think it's known internationally a little bit. It's like a powder type of thing where you get like powders that you mix into water and it like becomes energy drink.
Oh yeah.
I drink a lot of that, or if it's pre-bought, Monster.
Which one?
Mango Loco is probably one of my favorites,
Mm.
or just a classic. default monster.
Mm-hmm. And actually, about the Monster energy drink, did you try the white one? Because there is some.
Yes,
Yeah, I want to say there is a lot of conversation about that one. That might be the worst energy drink of.
I wouldn't think so.
Huh?
There's only really one monster that I cannot stand. It's the assault one. It has like camouflage
Mm.
style design. They changed the recipe of that at some point. It was super good in the past, and now it's super bad. But
Oh,
apart from that, I think all monsters are pretty good.
all right, okay. And actually, I came up with another question for rapid fire. Favorite location to visit?
Uh, that is a great question. I don't even know. I haven't been to many places in my life. Actually, that's not entirely true, but um, I'd probably want to visit Japan at some point in my life. And that's like the first thing that comes to my mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just any part of Japan, or maybe like
Pretty
Hokkaido?
much, I think so. Hokkaido's great. It's very cold there, from what I heard. But yeah, no, I'm really open to anything. Probably won't be another few years until I can eventually make that, but yeah, maybe one day.
All right. And now to the last two questions, which is also just a basic regular questions, because I want to say that's important to ask uh, anyone that is the guest of my podcast. And yeah, the first one being, what is your most impressive, the best, the greatest achievement as a part of Hitman community?
It's actually a great question. Probably it's either the RR Awards entire award ceremony last year and probably this year as well. It's one thing I'm really proud of, and I think was very well received and everything altogether. Of course, you could mention not hitmaps, RR stats. It is a great achievement in a way, but I wouldn't call it like my greatest achievement. Hitmaps. I also think to say my contributions to the grand finals of previous tournaments as well. There were some that I casted myself. Like I want to say I was one of the first casters that managed to or were allowed to cast a grand finals as a co-caster in the very first few tournaments. Only the grand finals cast was basically reserved to be only admins. And I was one of the first casters, I want to say, who actually casted the grand finals, and also I did some intros and some speeches and stuff like that for the grand finals, which was also something I did pretty good at.
Mm-hmm. And the last question, but probably chat have questions for you. That's time to ask them. But what is your greatest achievement as a human being?
Great question as well. I did that was one of the last things I heard from Randy's episode as well. So I already thought a little bit about it. Easy answer is probably just most recently finishing my bachelor's studies, and like having a milestone kind of in my academic in my academic road. Other than that, actually, like I was the main lighting engineer for a festival of our university last year, which I already mentioned earlier. That was something where I really enjoyed, and I think I did very well at as well. And so yeah, those two would probably be my greatest achievements of the recent time, at the very least.
Okay, that's great. And yeah, it seems like chat is more interesting to just listen to you because yeah, that was great. That was great talk. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as well.
It was very cool. Thanks for inviting me.
Not problem at all. No problem at all. And yeah, thank you for joining in. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Chad, for being there. And yeah, I will try to make it a regular thing, at least like for like on a weekly basis at best. But yeah, we're about to see that. So yeah, once again, thank you for joining in, for being a great guest, and thank you everybody for joining in. And see you around in the future because I will play a few Red League matches. So yeah, probably I will once again will be live in a short time. I hope you guys will not hate me for this because there's too much of me today. But yeah, the real is the real.
Never.
Yeah. So yeah, once again, thank you everybody and goodbye.
Goodbye.